Hey there guys, welcome to Pixelescope. Today I'm gonna do the part 3 of the layer series. I'll show you the usage of alpha inheritance and how to make the concept art very fast with the silhouette method. Yeah, just made up the name because it starts from silhouette. Let's get started. In the previous tutorial I talked about alpha locking. So what it does is you paint something on a layer erase some to make it look interesting, and when you turn on alpha locking, now you are only able to draw on this already painted layer. So you cannot draw beyond this paintable region. So this is a great way of drawing speed painting, concept arts, but it only works on a single layer. What if you want this feature to work on across multiple layers? That's where alpha inheritance comes in play. Let's discuss how it works. So basically, the alpha information, the lowermost layer of a group will get the alpha information, and any layer above that with alpha inheritance turned on will inherit the alpha information from the lowermost layer. Sounds confusing? Sure it does. Let's have a demonstration of this. In this case, there is no group layers to work with. So we can treat this whole layer as a single group layer. We can call it parent group layer maybe. But in our case, layer 1 will be our lowermost layer of this group layer. But as in layer 1, there is a fill layer which I defined on the opening configuration menu. It's my default. So this whole place is alpha 1 and there is no transparency at all in this picture. So what I do is I'll just delete this layer and then I'll make a new layer, and now layer 2 will be our new and transparent layer. So we can make alpha information over here with black color maybe. So let's make something useful. So I think most of you can guess what it is already. Sorry, let's have this. Yes, defined, and maybe with a different brush. Let's give them some randomness. Yeah, I am going too far with this as per demonstration counts. So let's just cut it off here and go to layer 3 and let's make the alpha. Now this is our alpha inheritance, and what it does is this means that it will get the alpha from the lowermost layer. So check this out. If now I paint something on this layer, I cannot go beyond this layer. I'm sorry, beyond this alpha. So that's very cool, I think. Great feature to quickly make some concept arts on the fly. Let's try this brush. I think, yeah. So you can freely draw without having the worry of going beyond the boundary. So now this layer is our lower layer than the upper, in between. And if I turn on alpha inheritance here, it will also get the alpha information from the lowermost layer. So if I now draw something here, it will take the alpha information from lowermost layer, but our basic layer function will be intact. So as you can see, maybe our basic grounds and the tree is done almost. And here also in the uppermost layer. Yeah. So you can see how versatile it can be. So this is your basic alpha inheritance, and let's give another demonstration with making a new group. So let's suppose you want more control. Now I told you that it works on group layers. So if you make a group layer on layer 2, then layer 2 will be your basic the lowermost layer, and anything you draw in layer 2 will be your alpha information. Sorry. I don't know what it is. Looks interesting and looks like beast or something, maybe, I don't know. Now if I make a new layer inside layer 3, which is a group layer, now layer 2, which is not our lowermost alpha of the parent layer but layer 3, so layer 2 will be our alpha information for alpha inheritance inside layer 3. There is a group layer. So if I draw something now in group layer, the alpha, it's not great brush. So the alpha information will be shared only in the group layer. And if I make a layer above this, let's make this, it doesn't work here, but we can make another group layer. And now if I maybe draw something, and now if I make a layer above this and get this alpha inheritance turned on, then also in this case this group layer will act separately as alpha inheritance. So regarding the alpha inheritance or the alpha information, group layers are separated. I think that is really beneficial. Even if you are, let's say in this group you make another group layer and then make a nested group layer out of this, and this is the group layer of this layer 3, I think. Yeah. So this is layer 9, a group layer inside layer 3, and layer 8 is your base layer of layer 9. So now if you draw an alpha or anything that is opaque or maybe transparent, it doesn't matter, and then open a new layer, click on alpha inheritance, it will only affect the local layers. This is local to this, this is local to this, and that's how alpha inheritance works. Let's talk about the silhouette method which I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So silhouette is one of the most important properties of the object because it defines the readability of the object to the viewer. That's why while making concept art, you need to pay special attention to the silhouette of your character, props, or any important asset of your scene, and you need to make them with enough variation and with interesting silhouette. If you have made your silhouette right, then you are halfway through the creation of the concept art. And let me show you, I have a silhouette over here, and when the visibility is turned off, so you can easily understand that what is going on. You can easily get the idea that one boy is playing football and he's jumping. That's why silhouette is so powerful. Let me show you another example. So here in Pinterest, I have searched with silhouette concept arts, and there are lots of them, and you can easily get the idea of what is going on about the character, at least a little bit. And I think silhouette is one of the most definitive step of making digital painting or character or props. So that's why you need to pay attention to it, and that's where this technique comes in. It starts with the silhouette of the character. Before I give you a demonstration of how this method can be implemented while making concept art, let me quickly show you a work of mine where I have extensively used this method. So this was an artwork I created for a challenge named Weekly CG Challenge, and here, except the environment, everything is done using this alpha inheritance method. So that includes the characters and the sword. So mainly the benefit I got was control and speed. So everything, all the characters were done in apparently 2 to 3 hours, which actually those are really detailed characters, and because I have put them behind the snow and all, so the details are not really prominent enough, but I had detailed them very much. And if I hadn't used this method, then it would easily take me one day or at least double the time. So I have started with the silhouette, and I have not planned anything for this character, so this is just pure improvisation. At this point, I don't even know what my character will look like or what will he do. So I'm trying to find the pose as well as the characteristics. So you'll see me erasing frequently. So at this point, I have decided that he will be a magician, and I'm trying to make enough variation so that it looks interesting. Again, this is just for variation. And now I have decided that he will style a hoodie. These are for belts. And then I am refining the edges, because edge is what that matters in this silhouette type of painting. And these swords are just for variation, and it gives the warrior vibe to the magician. So I am trying to make some bombs just for the variation, nothing else. And now some spikes over his shoulder. Again, now I thought that the gown was too short, so I make the length a bit more, and then just for the variation I made the cloth torn up. So the goal is very clear. the goal is to make your silhouette as interesting as possible. Now I'll start with the color, and I'll use alpha inheritance for all of my work. So I have decided that my light will come from the left side. These are for the belts, and then some variation. So the right arm is on the back side. So this is the beauty of silhouette. You can modify it while making the concept art or the coloring. I'm going for the complementary color scheme, but the yellow is really dull or muddy. Now it's time for the stick or wand. So notice one thing, the speed or my flexibility while drawing, that is the main benefit of this technique. I am not restricted to that area, yet I am. So while drawing, I don't have to make sure that my lines are in the area or inside the border. So that's the beauty of this method, and this is really fast. The whole method is done in less than 30 minutes, I guess. It was 27 minutes, I think, and that too mainly the silhouette part took most of the time and not the color, because I had no idea while making the silhouette. I'm doing some specularity to the shoulder guard or armor, and again for the belt I am trying to make the light and shadow. Now I'm making some more belts because I found it interesting, and then I'm making some ambient occlusion. Now some variation. So the whole curling process, I guess it took around 12 minutes or so. And if you have plans, then it will take even less time. I'm making some greenish vibes to this cloth. Now it's time for the bombs. It should have some specularities. It should look like metal. And almost done. There you go. Yeah. So that's your character. It's really simple and effective. Before I end today's session, let me give you some tips regarding layer. So tip number 1 is merging of layers. So let me quickly draw something in these 3 layers, and then I'll show you what I mean by merging layers. Alright, so now suppose while making this digital art, you want to get all the layers into one layer and work from there. So in Krita you can do this. You can Control Shift and E, then the root and all the layers will be merged into one. But this is a destructive approach, because you after you have saved and reopened this file, you cannot go to the previous original layers. So if you mess up anything in this layer, then the original layer will be unrecoverable. So a better alternative will be following. So let's just do Ctrl Z and now go to layer, new, and new layer from visible. So what it will do is it will create a new layer, and I mean it's self-explanatory what it does, but it's non-destructive approach, because now even though these 4 layers have no values in this art or image, but if you mess up here anything, then you can always get back the original layer. So I think it's a better approach to this. Alright, now let me show you how to select the painted area of a layer. Go to select and select open. So I think, yeah, this selection was hidden by using Ctrl H. Now I have unhidden it. I don't know that if that's the proper word. So only this area will be worked on, because it's a selection. I think the selection is also done based on alpha. Anyway, it's a good method of drawing something in different layers after getting the information from the first layer. So there's that. Now in order to get the selection deselected, I need to press Ctrl Shift and A. So there you have it, deselected. Let me just delete all this. So now I will show you how to have this transparency into alpha. You can do this by following: go to layer, split alpha into mask. So now the alpha here is gone to the mask, and the black works like the transparent area, and the white works like the opaque. But there is this problem of, I don't know, I think it's a glitch, I don't know, it sometimes happens, sometimes no. So you have to, it's somewhat unreliable, but I think it will be addressed and fixed. But there are sometimes when it doesn't appear and it works perfectly. So if you guys find out any solution to this, let me know. But there it is, alpha, transparency to alpha. That was the third part of Krita Layers series. If you found this video helpful, please give me a like, comment and share it with your friends. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any new update from my channel. So that's it for today guys. I'll see you soon.